Nice to see you. You kept texting and
That's okay.
texted you back.
Run over. Tell that to Lisa. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm moving in here.
A single stitch of it.
It's
Also
on
a-
Ways and Means.
I mean,
Yeah, Ways and Means.
Or-
Oh, for the appointments, gotcha. At this time, I'd like to call to order the Human Services Committee meeting. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Oh, sorry.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If we could have the clerk take the roll, please.
Commissioner Angie,
present.
Commissioner Trello,
Present.
Commissioner Samasco, Commissioner Felix,
Here.
Commissioner Rushing.
Here.
Commissioner Vandenbach.
Here.
Commissioner Beeden.
Present. We have 3 changes to the agenda tonight.
We have the addition to Representative Green's presentation, the deletion of the agreement with SC4, and the deletion of a nursing agreement with Marysville Schools.
I'll make a motion to have 2A moved to 7A and the other two removed.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Can I ask why they are being removed, please?
They were removed without, it wasn't me that asked for them to be removed, so.
Who asked for them to be removed, can I ask?
It was at the request of the health department.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so any other discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with those modifications.
We haven't voted yet. We didn't vote yet, did we?
No,
On the
not yet.
changes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I'll make a motion to accept the amended agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Citizens wishing to be heard this evening, we have a couple. We'll start with David Hoffman. He has a prayer for commissioners and Dr. Nevin.
Commissioners and audience as well. If we could bow our heads so we could pray. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we come before you right now. Father, we pray for every one of these commissioners as they make decisions based on the will of the people and the things that are beneficial to this community. Father, we thank you for your goodness and your mercy to us who are sinners saved by your grace. And Lord, ask that you would continue to bless this council as they make those decisions as well. And Father, we pray for the people who are in attendance this evening as well, that you would bless them. And we also pray a special prayer this evening for Dr. Nevin, who has been so beneficial in this community as well. So we pray for him, ask a continued blessing upon him and his family. We ask all this in the precious name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you very much.
Libby Prill.
Good evening, and I want to wish everyone a happy and safe 4th of July weekend. So, I just wanted to come up tonight, not complain about anything, just offer up some praise. I look back to where we were 4 years ago, kind of when I entered the fray, and the state of what I felt our county was in. I became involved with the 26-mile road project after reading the results of the Wade Trim study and then looking at some of the efforts to industrialize and thought about the impact that that would have on everyone along that corridor and outwards, in terms of primarily our health, the sacrifice of culture, and many things. And from there, we progressed into other fights, whether it was over, how we were going to distribute ARPA funds, whether a data center next to a school and a church would be the right course of action to the community. And then, with concerns for what's been going on up in Fort Gratiot and the impact of, what it has on the residents and how that any of us in any of our communities could be impacted in the same way because of PA 233. So into this, we were given a little bit of a gift in that we had a very brilliant man that stepped forward to lead in the health and safety of our county. And I want to thank Dr. Nevin for all of your efforts. I also want to thank the health department for stepping forward into cooperation and recognizing that we have to place the health of the community first. Without that, we don't have a community. And I want to thank this board for its work and taking in all of the information provided by Dr. Nevin and the health department. into, passing the health ordinance, which I believe truly benefits this community with makes sense, reasonable safety standards so that we can all coexist without feeling threatened. So I just thank you, all of you, for all of your work, and it's very much appreciated.
Mark Kennard.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. I'm a foreigner to these shores. I'm a Detroiter by birth. I've lived up in Iosco County and currently I'm the township supervisor in Fremont Township in Sanilac County. I'm here to thank you for your good works, thank the health department, and thank Dr. Nevin for being willing to step up and help with finding some information that other people had not thought to look at or would not look at. And we are attempting to do a similar thing in Sanilac County, one township at a time. And we have had conferences with our boards of commissioners and planning commissioners. And I believe that it won't be long, we'll be in the same situation that you are, where the health department will help to decide where the siting will be. And to us, that's an important thing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Gary Lokers.
Good evening, Board. First, I want to speak and say thanks for having me here. Appreciate your time being here with us all. I want to address the animal control in St. Clair County. On June 24th of 2025, a resident by the name of Kelly and Ray Tucker, they had animals show up at their house and 235 Range Road in Kimball Township. And based off nothing but the director's say-so, sheriff deputies advised her she's breaking laws, she's not following due process. She took all of Kelly's animals, her personal animals, chickens, ducks, goats, all under the suspicion because she found some dead rabbits in a cage. So I'm asking the board, can you look into the matter, maybe manage this woman by, I think her name was Melissa Miller. She clearly overreached because the deputies told her directly, you're not allowed to do this. And she didn't care. She continued on, and Ray and Kelly are really good people. They're kind. They just went along with what Melissa wanted. But now they're in a situation where a few of the animals who were their son's animals, they're being held by the county animal control, and they want their dog back. So David Black's currently overseeing the case as he's being a representative of Kelly and Ray. So I just appreciate if you guys would look into it and maybe get some idea and some closure for this family so they can get all their animals back. And then secondly, I want to talk about, recently you see in the news, Robert Kennedy Jr., he's pushing hard to get all the fluoride out of the water, which is awesome. But citizens have been demanding that for decades. I remember years ago I reached out to Barry Rubel in Marysville, and he told me it's legally an obligation to pour fluoride in the water. So if we're understanding that correctly, it's illegal not to pour poison in our water. But now, because one man, Robert Kennedy Jr., maybe his name holds merit, I don't know, but citizens have been demanding this for years. And I've pulled all the MSDS sheets from the County Water Commission. It says right on the MSDS sheets, under no circumstance should these contents be swallowed by human beings in any form. Yet we dump it in our water in massive amounts. So that's something to look into. I mean, when you're talking to your representatives and senators, why is it mandated that we have to put poison in the water? So, yeah, it's really bothersome that one man has made a decision and now everybody's just jumping through hoops when citizens by the millions have been demanding this for decades. So I don't know what the end game to it is. I hope maybe you guys can find some understanding and maybe express to us how to make sense of it. But, yeah, that's what I've
Wrap it
got.
up, please.
Thanks so much, Dave. Appreciate you. Thanks. Appreciate you.
Tracy Burgee.
Hello, County Commissioners. I come here so grateful that we have a body of people that are truly listening to their constituents and the people of the county. I mean, how lucky are we? I was at a meeting 2 months ago, and we had someone come in, and they were from another county, and they happened to be listening to the business at hand in our meeting, and they said, "Oh my gosh, you have county commissioners that like work for you?" And I started laughing. I said, well, I would like all government. It doesn't matter what side you sit on. I want y'all to work for me. And I'm so excited that I feel I've become more active and equated as to how the rules work in the last 4 or 5 years. And I feel grateful that we are in a position that there's such a nice open door policy. And I just wanted to thank you all for that. So I've reached out to people that aren't in my county commission or not in my area, but maybe someone knows something and they can help us all, do this thing called life safely and just kind of keep moving forward. I love that you were able to put that together to protect the people for wind and solar. I think that that's something that the people that don't live in St. Clair County do not realize the gift that we have sitting right in front of us. Like these men and women, they are picked for this time, I think. And truly, if we can come together and we can protect the people of St. Clair County, then these people have outshined all those stars, and they are working for us. And I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you listening to our, all of our different fields that you can listen to. And then I also wanted to commend Dr. Nevin. I've been able to reach out to him, call him, I had a couple questions about fluoride, and then we talked about wind and solar, and he's just been very available and said, okay, maybe check into this, I can do this, or let me look at this. And I didn't feel that that had been something that had been afforded to the people before. I'm not saying it wasn't, I just wasn't familiar with it. But I am just really grateful to have such a brilliant man to be standing in the people's corner. And like, isn't that what we really want, is we want the people to be served by you all, and just good people. And I just wanted to tell you thank you.
Vanessa Davis.
That's a hard one to follow. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for listening. I, too, truly appreciate Dr. Nevin. I have been dealing with this issue with the crude oil facilities for over 12 years, and I had gone to the previous health department numerous times. They were one of the ones that wasted the 2 air canisters that we had from the EPA. That just shows the detachment that the previous administration had. Dr. Nevin, we just had an issue less than 2 weeks ago, and I was frantic. And he was so gracious to come out and see and hear and be experienced what we were living with 24 hours a day. And that makes a huge difference, to be heard when you're hurt. I can't leave. This is my home. I don't have a safety zone or another house somewhere. This is where I live. And to have someone that has power, that it listens to you. He didn't brush me off. He wasn't rude. He was concerned and validated. That's amazing. And people, we need to treasure the people that care about the people. Because without the people, your jobs mean nothing. If we all die because we're polluted on so many different avenues, then you have no one to do a job for. And it's the basic necessities. And it was frustrating because I ended up, after he came out, I was 2 days I ended up in the emergency room at Lake Huron Medical Center. I had asked for a tox screen. I said, I know that it was venting and I got hit, my eyes are burning, I can't breathe. And it was a joke, we don't do tox screens here. Go to the health department. And then it was like, go to your PA. Guess what I got from my PA? Oh no, we don't do that. We don't do those kind of tox screens. My question to you and to our area, we have a lot of frontline communities in this area that are occupational hazards, but they're not considered that because it's in their home. Thank God for the solar, that could have been another avenue. But when you're thinking about businesses, nobody thinks about the cumulative effect. Canada is a big issue. Yes, but our own backyard is an issue too. And we need to think about how are we gonna help and what kind of services do we need when our people that don't work for these facilities are affected? And how can we help, if we're bringing in industry, how can we help our facilities to be able to handle that and look into how can we protect them when they come in and say, hey, I'm burning, I can't breathe. Oh, well, what are we gonna do with you? Go somewhere else. That's not a good statement. So I am so grateful for Dr. Never and the health department and this board for caring. Thanks.
Pete Walters.
Hello, Commissioners. Thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity to speak. I'm not much for public speaking. I didn't intend to speak tonight, but I signed the card, so here I am. I came to support Dr. Nevin and thank him for looking out for us. I'm a planning commissioner from Knoche Township. I've met a few people here in the past. And before that, I was elected official for 12 years there. Before that, planning commission again. So I've been around government, and there's a lot of concern out in our area because we're due south of the Greenwood plant, and the power lines run right through our township. So, and we're kind of, until there's court cases, we don't know how it's going to shake out with the new Public Act as far as the solar. That's part of our concern is how do we deal with that. We've got a moratorium on the solar amendment that we're trying to do. We're working on battery storage, but there's not a lot of guidance. We've got some stuff from the MTA and from other townships. We've got some cooperation with them to give us, but the county could give us some guidance too. We'd always be willing to listen. We're a small township. We don't have a lot of resources. But I would like to say too that the township government in my area, we've always had a lot of cooperation from the county. They've always helped us, especially the County Drain Commission, the County Road Commission. I'm going to leave a lot of people out, but the health department and of course the commissioners. And so I'd like to thank you for your public service, which you probably don't get thanked enough, but I'd like to thank you and have a good evening, have a good holiday, safe holiday.
Lisa, I just want to say something to the supervisor. If you would, I'm the vice chair on the Planning Commission for Riley Township. If you go and look at our website, I think we got the model ordinance for solar and also for batteries, because we don't just do the lithium batteries. It's covered in there. So if you go to our website and look at our Planning Commission, that'll give you a pretty good cookie cutter or a blueprint for your Planning Commission.
Chris Bartow.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for allowing us to speak this evening. I just wanted to say, and I've said this before, my sister and I live with our mom, and we've had farms for 35 years, 30 years. I've been, over 35 years, I've been a vegan, a vegetarian, an ovo-lacto-pescatarian. I love the earth. I plant trees. I care. I'm somebody who from like in the 70s and early 80s, we were environmentalists when that meant something. And now it's just amazing to me, and I don't even know how this happened. So if you come to my farm, we don't grow crops, but my sister and I, we've done rescue all our lives. So we have llamas, we have alpacas, sheep, chickens, dogs, cats. That's a farm to me. And then when you look at these industrial solar facilities, and I don't know how they can call it a farm, so they get all the benefits from it. So over the past 2 years, I've met so many people, amazing township supervisors, planning commissioners, just people, Sandy and Vance Richardson came to our house the first day that we heard about this and said, hey, do you want to sign the petition? We're like, sure. They gave us the petition, and from then on, you know, just petitions and passing stuff out and meetings. And then finally we had somebody, God bless you, Bob, that took an interest and said, hey, you know, what's going on? And then Dr. Nevin got involved. And I got to the point, we all were working so hard on this. And, you know, like, I'd be at Walmart and be like, hey, have you heard about the industrial solar facility? And they're like, what are you talking about? Even like last week, a lot of people still don't even know what's going on in their townships. So, you know, we've seen some townships just roll over and vote for it. I'm from Clyde Township, and God bless our planning commissioners. They studied, they looked into it. They didn't just say, okay, Ranger Power, you say this and you have blah, 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 and these are your studies and it's right. They, you know, we had one of our commissioners would sit there and she'd be like, hey, well, so this is what you're saying. I don't think that's true. And just back them totally down because, you know, so many people, all these smaller townships don't know what to say to these big companies and what to do. So, I really feel like I have prayed so hard about this because we all were working so hard on it and did not know what to do. And like we were watching our lives pretty basically being destroyed in front of us. And then Dr. Nevin is David to the entire solar Goliath. I mean, he jumped in and he drove around and he looked at where Portside Solar is going to be and studied and figured all this out and jumped in to help us, and he's just an amazing person. And I also want to thank the Health Advisory Board, St. Clair County Commissioners, all of you. Thank you. Health Department, especially Liz King and Dr. Nevin. We're very blessed to have leadership that care about us. Thank you all.
Vance Richardson.
Vance Richardson, Fort Gratiot. I wish to thank you for having us here tonight and listening to us, especially in regards to solar. I appreciate Dr. Nevin and all the efforts and research he's done on that, and I certainly appreciate the board and the support that you have given us. I thank God I can look out my bedroom window and see open fields and beautiful farmland. I encourage all of you to go out and enjoy the farmland, take a drive down the roads, and hopefully not envision the nightmare of this cancer, the solar that's trying to get into here, invade our beautiful township and the county. Again, I appreciate all your support. I appreciate Dr. Nevin's support, and I appreciate all the research and work that you've done on this. Thank you.
Are there any other citizens wishing to be heard this evening? Is it related to Health and Human Services? Okay. Yep, that's me. She's trying to steal all my citizens wishing to be heard. Thanks, Marilyn.
Hi. My name is Marilyn Strickler, Speaker Township, Sand Lake County. I would like to thank the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners for having good common sense when it comes to protecting your citizens. All of Michigan should have such high-quality people in their corners. The St. Clair County Health Board should also be held in the highest regard for their tireless work in protecting the people of St. Clair County from this scam called green energy. Most people work hard to protect their families and homes. It just doesn't seem right that we have to fight our state government to protect our health, safety, and welfare. Our state government should have our backs and want what's best for us and not keep pushing this foolish renewable energy. In our township, our planning commission denied a special land use permit for wind turbines. They couldn't comply with our sound standards. Now they are coming for us again as a restructured company called Rev Renewables. Their experts come in and talk out of both sides of their face. You cannot believe a word they say, but they have our governor snowed. Our governor surely does not care about the residents of Michigan, or she wouldn't be pushing this green energy. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see this is not good for anyone. Thank you.
Did you fill out a card? Okay. Sure, and then afterwards, will you just hand me a card? We need it for, no, we need you in the microphone so people can hear you. I know. It's everyone's favorite thing, the microphones. We love it too.
Okay. Hi, I'm Diane Hewlett out of Riley, and I just want to say I'm here in support for Dr. Nevin. Listening to that man is just amazing. He's very knowledgeable. He listens intently. He is highly intelligent. He explains concerns in an easy-to-understand format, and I think personally we should be praising his efforts. And I'd like to thank you for letting me share that. Okay, thank you.
Any other citizens tonight? All right, moving on to, I believe it was updates 4A, Representative Green's presentation for Dr. Nevin.
State Representative Jamie Green, and thank you so much, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, for letting me speak and give a presentation. I'm here today because St. Clair County is the leader right now in reason, especially when it comes to our health. We've learned so much in the last 5 years as a country, as a community, on things that we thought were good for us were not necessarily good for us. And St. Clair County is leading in that charge to take a pause and to actually think logically on the things that are being presented in front of us. And so I'm here today, to thank you all. Thank you for being reasonable people who are putting politics aside and listening to your community members. And I thank you for supporting me as well in leading this charge across the state of Michigan. And so I'm here today because not only that, but your Dr. Nevin has also been helping other counties across the state of Michigan, and especially other legislators and my colleagues in navigating this and helping other health departments do what St. Clair County's health department has done. And so I'm here today to present a tribute. I also sent a letter as well, which I hope you received in your email. So if Dr. Nevin could come up, please, for a moment. And I'm going to read it because I think it's really important what it says. Let it be known that it is with deep admiration and respect that we recognize the extraordinary leadership of Dr. Remington Nevin, Medical Director of the St. Clair County Health Department. A nationally respected physician, scientist, veteran, and advocate, Dr. Nevin stands as a rare example of integrity, courage, and compassion in public service. His visionary leadership has not only restored trust in the institutions of local health, but has set a new gold standard for what principled public health governance can and should be. Dr. Nevin's effort to align the county's vaccine exemption process with the Michigan law reflect his unwavering commitment to both public health and individual rights. At a time where many institutions face crisis in public confidence, he has led with empathy and respect, ensuring that parents and families are treated not only with suspicion, not with suspicion or intimidation, but with dignity, transparency, and fairness. In addition to these efforts, Dr. Nevin has also taken bold, science-backed action to confront two of the most urgent environmental health concerns facing communities today. He has recommended the adoption of a proactive local regulations to prohibit the addition of fluoride and certain other additives to public water systems based on compelling and mounting evidence that prenatal fluoride exposure is associated with reduced IQ and other neurodevelopmental harms in children. His position, backed by leading scientific bodies and a 2024 federal court ruling, reflects his deep resolve to protect the most vulnerable, especially unborn children, from preventable harm. Dr. Nevin has also sounded the alarm on the unexamined health risks of industrial-scale solar energy developments and data centers proposed in St. Clair County. In a detailed memorandum grounded in law, science, and firsthand medical expertise, he identified these projects as potential environmental hazards and public nuisances, particularly to those living closest to such facilities. In doing so, he has reaffirmed the right and duty of the local health departments to act independently in defense of their own community health when state and federal authorities fall short. Dr. Nevin's leadership is defined not only by his brilliance and expertise, but his moral clarity. He has shown what it means to lead with courage when it is difficult, to speak truth when it is inconvenient, and to put people before politics at every turn. He is a tireless defender of the voiceless and guardian of the public good. His service to St. Clair County reflects the very best traditions of public health and the highest ideals of civic responsibility. In a special tribute, therefore, this document is signed and dedicated to Dr. Remington Nevin for his extraordinary courage, wisdom, and service as the medical director of the St. Clair County Health Department. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 signatures of state representatives and senators that I fit on this tribute. All three, of course, me, Representative DeBoyer, and Representative Pavlo have signed this and the letter as well. And so my colleagues would have all loved to have signed this tribute to thank him and to thank St. Clair County's commitment and dedication to public service and public health. So I present this to Dr. Nevin.
Are there any conceptual initiatives this evening? None? No old business? Moving on to new business, item 7A, the Health Department Agreement Extension with SC. Oh, sorry, thank you. 7C, the Advisory Board of Health Bylaws Revisions.
Make a motion to send that to the full board.
Support.
Any discussion? I do have a question for you, Commissioner Felix. I did review the bylaws. Were there any significant changes from the previous year?
Not that I saw, there were some updates to terminology and
Okay.
order, but nothing significant.
Yeah,
that I
nothing
saw.
stood out to me, so I just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item D, 2026 Veteran Affairs Service Fund Grant Application.
Move to send to full board.
Support.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item E, Library Board Appointment.
Motion send it to full board.
Support?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Any other human services matters to be brought forward tonight?
One thing. I was looking at our bylaws under section 8.3. Can we have that resolution recorded in the minutes verbatim? With anyone? By a vote of the board, we can do that.
The
The
Representative
resolution.
Green's
Yes, can
tribute?
we- Yeah, have that basically reduced to the minutes and included in the minutes of the meeting. I would make the motion that we do that. I think it's allowed.
Sure. It's a matter of public record as it's in part of the meeting, so I don't
Well,
see
the
why it
minutes
can't
generally are
be.
synopsized. It would not be included in the minutes. They'd be a reference, a presentation given, blah, blah, blah. But commissioners can ask for remarks to be put on the record if the board agrees.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great. Do you all agree? Thank you.
And same thing, I received this letter from Jamie Green's office today. I would like that put into the record because written hard copy, part of the record also, so I'll give a copy of this.
was a motion on the floor for that. Is there a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? Bob?
Just something short. I also want to thank Dr. Nevin as the commissioner on the Health Advisory Board. I've worked with Dr. Nevin going back a year on landfill issues, if I remember, Dr. Nevin, and I appreciate the work that he did. I also want to thank Liz King and the entire health department. Something like this takes a village, as they say, and it started with a lot of you people out there. I recognize so many of the faces from the early days of talking about solar, and I used to joke, you guys are getting better speaking every time I hear you, and that was with practice. So you should give yourself a hand, if not actually stand up and clap. The people started this, and the county, led by Dr. Nevin, Liz King, and the Health Advisory Board, and the Health Department, has taken it to a conclusion. But we have to be watchful. It's not over yet. But I want to thank the citizens that started this off.
I guess I would reiterate what Bob says, and it's nice to see that we have collaboration between these truly talented and useful people we have in our department, the staff, Dr. Nevin, our health officer, Liz King, the board. I mean, these are difficult decisions, and the public comes in. We really do try to take care of the concerns, and I think it's really gratifying to see that we can work together and serve the public. So I want to thank all of you for that.
Any other discussion? So we have a motion and support on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 9, for information only, item A, Health Department points of interest.
Make a motion to receive and file.
Thank you.
Support?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 10, receive and file packets.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11 for adjournment. Motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.
It'll be a breeze.
You did sound entertaining. That's my job. I learned that during COVID. Keep them laughing. Keep them moving. The party's over.
Which item is that? That's on Ways and Means?
We got a meeting to work on, so. We got a meeting, I'm just giving them a time to get out.
Landfill operations.
Now, we got 4 more of them.
Well, we're going to send something. That's not a final action.
Let's call the Judiciary Public Safety Committee to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Angie,
Present.
Commissioner Beeden,
Present.
Commissioner Trello,
Present.
Commissioner Samasco,
Present.
Commissioner Felix,
Here.
Commissioner Rushing,
Presently here.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Here. Does anybody have any citizens to be heard for the Judiciary
I'll
Public
make a
Safety?
motion to accept the agenda as presented.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any citizens to be heard for public safety or judiciary? Did you keep any over there?
No.
Okay. Now moving on. Does anyone have any updates? Hearing none. No conceptual initiatives. And no old business. Moving on to new business, fiscal year 2024 Homeland Security Grant, Operation Stone Garden Grant Agreement.
Motion to send it to full board.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Comprehensive Emergency Management Plan update.
Make a motion to send that to full board.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Moving on to inmate phone, video visitation system, and tablets, inmate tablets at the intervention center.
Make a motion to send that to full board.
Support.
Any questions on it? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Moving on to the 2025 Marine Safety Program Grant Agreement.
Make a motion to send that to full board.
Second.
Any questions on that one? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any other judiciary or public safety matters by the commissioners? Motion to receive and file packets.
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, I'd like to call the Board of Commissioners Environmental Public Works Committee meeting to order. May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Angie,
Present.
Commissioner Beeden,
Present.
Commissioner Samasco,
Present.
Commissioner Felix,
Here.
Commissioner Rushing,
Here.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch.
Here.
Commissioner Trello.
Here. Is there any additions, deletions, or changes to the agenda?
Make motion to accept the agenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I don't have any citizens wishing to be heard. Any updates? None. Exceptional initiatives? None, thank you. No old business, new business, moving to 7A, asphalt seal coating and striping at landfill for Titan pavement.
Make motion to send to the full board.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Aeronautics Advisory Board appointment.
Make a motion to send that to full board.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number C is the Eagle Administrative Consent Agreement. This is for final action.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Second.
Any discussion?
One question, Todd, is there anything new on that other than what's been presented?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward at this point.
No discussion. All in favor?
I think we need a
Do
roll
have
call.
roll call for that?
It's not a
Money involved.
It's not a money thing.
There is
Money?
money.
What?
There is money.
There's some
There's
fines.
money involved.
Yep, yeah, there's gonna be a payment as a result.
May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Angie,
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden,
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco,
Yes.
Commissioner Felix,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Trello.
Yes. Thank you. Item for landfill operations. Do we have a motion for that?
Move to send to full board.
So what is
Support.
that? Yeah.
It's a man.
What's that? I'm sorry.
It's all right, go ahead.
Did we have the second one? I didn't hear. Support. Oh, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8, the Smith Creek Landfill Activities Report.
Make motion to receive and file.
Second.
Support.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Are there any other environmental work matters this evening? Thank you. Number 10, information only, the monthly Parks and Recs financial documents.
Make a motion to receive and file.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to receive and file packets.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
I'd like to call this meeting of the St. Clair County Community and Economic Development Committee to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Angie,
Present.
Commissioner Beeden,
Present.
Commissioner Trello,
Present.
Commissioner Samasco,
Present.
Commissioner Rushing,
Here presently.
here, Commissioner Vanden Bosch,
Here.
Commissioner Felix.
Here. Are there any additions, deletions, changes to the agenda?
Make a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I have no citizens to be heard. At this time, I have no updates. Any from any commissioners? No conceptual initiatives, no old business. Under new business, there's been an RFP submitted, and thank you, Carrie Hepting, Administrator Hepting, for adding to it and clearing some of the items up. It's an assessment of the current state of economic and community development in St. Clair County with recommendations per the attached RFP proposal.
Make a motion to send that to the full board.
Second.
Thank you.
Do we need that sent to the full board? Carrie?
No, the board doesn't technically have to approve putting something out for RFP.
So at this time, then, you'll put it out for RFP and we're done?
If the board in concept wants to go forward with doing an RFP for an economic development consultant, then yes, we can do that.
I would amend the motion to reflect the concurrence of the board and a vote showing concurrence, or the second on that, we can just vote that way. Second that, Bob?
Yes, second.
I'm sorry, what?
We're just basically going to vote to approve, to advise our administrator to put that out for RFP. A yes vote would be to put that out for a quote.
Do we do a voice vote or?
Just vote, just roll call, or voice vote, yeah.
Okay, so I have a motion and a support. Sorry. So, now I'm confused.
Yeah, amended the motion, amended the main motion, so then we amend the main motion, then you call the amended motion, so.
Okay.
You have a vote on the amendment, and then you have to go back to the motion and you have a vote.
Okay, so may I have a vote on the amendment, please? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Back to the main motion.
As amended.
As amended. Motion to have the administrator controller submit an RFP for the economic community development analysis. Do I have support?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed?
All right, thank you, motion carries. Other community and economic development matters, I have none. Information only, none. Motion to receive and file packets, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Any opposed? Motion carries. And adjournment, may I have a
Motion to adjourn.
Support? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Calling to order the Ways and Means Committee. May I have a roll call?
Commissioner Beeden,
Present.
Commissioner Trello,
Present.
Commissioner Samasco,
Present.
Commissioner Felix,
Here.
Commissioner Rushing,
Here.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch.
Here.
Commissioner Angie.
Present. Any additions, deletions, or changes to the agenda?
Motion to accept the agenda as presented.
Support?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 3, citizens to be heard. I have one citizen to be heard, Miss Vicki Blackburn.
I too left the last commissioner meeting excited and appreciative, grateful, all of it for all of the hard work that all of you put in. And I felt respect for each and every one of you and really appreciated some lengthy, in some cases, conversations with people that don't necessarily see things through the same lens that I do. And I felt that there were exchanges of ideas and mutual respect. And I felt that my lens adjusted a bit. And I felt that the lens of some other people adjusted a bit. And that gives me hope. Gives me hope. As a concerned citizen, an informed citizen, sometimes it takes a toll because I feel unworthy. I feel unworthy to be standing here and advocating for things that aren't going to affect me. Most of what I advocate for doesn't have anything to do with me. At the end of my life, though, I want to be able to say that I stood on my conscience, my faith, and I stood for love, and hopefully I'm serving a purpose for the betterment of the community. So that said, I just really do appreciate all of you, and I appreciate working together. So, again, being an informed citizen, I was reading the board packet last night, and I saw the Land Bank Authority appointments, and I thought, I don't know what a land bank authority is, but I better be learning, I better be studying. So started learning, and what I read led me to have a lot of questions. And also I know that you have a couple of people up for appointment to the Land Bank Authority itself. And I don't know, I'll just say it, I don't know. I wonder, for transparency, if there could possibly be a conflict of interest. I have no idea. I'm the type of person that I don't like to stand here without doing my homework, and I have a lot of questions. I did attempt to reach Commissioner Angie, and she knows that I'm so proud to have her as our commissioner. She's been just an enormous person of encouragement and integrity in my mind. So I want to thank you, and please know that me bringing this up isn't questioning you. I don't know if this can be tabled. I don't know if the...
You need to wrap it up. Your 3 minutes.
You know what? I said all I needed to say. Thank you.
I don't think I have any other citizens to be heard. So moving along to updates. Does anyone have any updates about Ways and Means? I have none. Hearing none, we can move on to conceptual initiatives. I don't believe there are any. Old business, 6A, journal.
Really old business.
It's back.
It's back.
So Carrie,
For
someone
final
want to
action, are we going to need to have a motion to have this sent to the full board at some time?
No, this is final action. Is this final action? No,
Doesn't say so.
it doesn't, does it?
Looks like Mr. McMillan might have something he wants to share with us.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm here as a resource if you have questions.
I don't have any questions.
Do we have a motion or second?
We do not.
We do not.
yet.
What are we doing here?
I could make a motion to send it to the full board unless you need final action today. And then I
Should
could
have
make a
motion, second, and then discussion and all that, technically, I think.
We need to do final action.
No, we just need a motion to open the discussion and a second, and then we can hear Mike and then decide what to do to send to the board. It is not an action item it's not a final action item, based on the agenda.
So this item that's listed under old business,
I would make a motion that we discuss the journal updates, so forth, and then decide whether to send it to the board or not. We have a second, then we can discuss it.
so Todd, we don't do final action tonight, is that correct?
Do you need it?
I don't need final action, no.
Oh, I would defer to the courts on this, what they need.
I think we would respectfully request final action. This was slated to be on the full board last time, and that it was moved till today, and it was the understanding that, the court's understanding that it would be for final action this evening, when that discussion.
It's not on our agenda as final action, and matters for final action that aren't on the agenda, it changes the vote requirement to pass the resolution.
Ms. Hepting?
You know, I can speak to that. That's probably my error. We got the contract modification. There was a correction, so it came late Friday. So I'm actually the one that added to the agenda, so I'm probably the one that mislabeled it because I don't normally add stuff to the agenda. So if it was supposed to be labeled for final action, that probably was my error.
I don't know if it was or wasn't, that's why I'm asking.
Well, I know it's not on for final action because it's not on our agenda for final
No,
action, that I can tell you.
But Mike is correct. When it was discussed at committee, it was at that time going to be moved to full board. And then because everybody wasn't going to be here, we did move it to committee. So I believe the intent at that time was to take action this evening.
I see no reason to delay it. We've beat this horse pretty good. We've had our say-so, and we're going to have some more say-so on it. And I don't know if the agenda needs to, but if we're going to finish discussing it at that point, I would still make a motion tonight for final action. This needs to be taken care of one way or the other.
Is that a motion to amend the agenda for final action?
Correct.
Support.
Discussion on that? I think we just had it.
Got any questions?
Just about the changing it to final action, right? I think we just had that discussion.
Exactly.
So all in favor?
Aye. Well, it's for a good chunk of money. I'm just saying that I think it needs to be a roll call vote. I still have major concerns over this company. I don't think they're going to follow through. I'm just making a statement, but it needs to get done, and the recommendation from the Judge West and what he sent forwarded to us, I will definitely support this, but I got major concerns about this company.
Thank you, Commissioner.
clarify?
Before we go on, can we have the call the question,
So
please? Go ahead.
the motion was to amend the agenda to make this a final action item only.
We should call the vote on that.
Correct.
We did just call the vote. We amended the agenda.
We didn't vote on it.
Someone wanted a roll call. Someone wanted a roll call. Any commissioner can ask for a roll call. Someone wanted a
I think it almost has to be, doesn't it? Because this is a
Only
chunk
on
of
the
change.
next one.
You're just amending the agenda.
Yeah, that's not this.
So now the agenda has been amended, and now you need a motion
Okay.
on final action.
Okay.
In a second. Is that right, Chris?
Yes. So now we need a motion about,
I'll make that motion for final action.
Support.
Wait a minute. We
this
just
is the
did
motion
that.
for journal.
For journal.
This
For
is
the
the
item.
motion on the contract amendment. Yes or no on the contract amendment?
Yes.
Correct.
Are we going to do a voice vote?
We will do a roll call vote, but we have to do discussion first, if there is discussion.
Okay, so there is a motion and there's a second. Is there any discussion?
I had my discussion.
What's going on since has anything been done in the last 6 weeks?
So we've been kind of in a holding pattern because the change order request that we had fundamentally changes, and I'll just use this analogy, the front door of the product. So anything that's built thereafter would be incorrect if we were to build that based upon the changes that currently, based upon the functionality that currently exists. If we decide to do the changes, which I certainly hope we do, then we can begin to build those things subsequent to that. So that's the only reason that we're stopping. We've still had meetings, we've still had communication with folks at Journal. You know, we've been doing some things, not changing the system as it were, but doing some investigative things and having those conversations. So
Any testing?
we have not been testing as of right now, just because there's really nothing to test until we make those changes. So I can tell you, Commissioner Rushing, and your concern is not, you know, is not only yours, right? What I can tell you is that our interactions with this company have been very positive, and I can tell you that if at the end of the day we don't have a product that's useful for our court, we don't cut a check. You know, they don't get their $900,000. So, you know, I'm very confident that we will get to that point. I'm very confident that they're going to deliver on what they say. We've had excellent conversations, and we've had a lot of really good positive feedback over the 6 weeks.
Good, Carrie. On the letter given to us from Judge West, and also in they're going to take 15% off the original contract, which was $158,955.60. They wanted the change order reduced to $50,400, which it actually ends up being $108,555.60 is the actual reduction to the contract. So it isn't really the 15%, but still it needs to go forward.
Yeah, and I will note that our maintenance costs have gone down from $182,000 to $100,000, our annual maintenance costs, by removing those users. So that's a pretty substantial savings as well.
Commissioner Smasko?
I just want to sum up kind of where we were at before and where we're at now. This contract that's referred to as number 3, contract modification number 3, just initially, I've spoken with Judge West, Judge Armstrong, Judge Holowitz, Linda Sherrard, our district court manager. I've spoken with Michael. I've spoken with our administrator. I've spoken to commissioners. We've really looked at a lot of this, okay? All these concerns that came up started with this change order business from a while ago. So just the one little thing on this contract, and I did talk to Corporation Counsel about that, and it came up in a conversation with Administrator Heptig, that the payment for work referred to in Section D of that contract refers only to the $50,400 as far as payment before go live. I was concerned that the change of that might change the whole contract. So with that out of the way, you've confirmed it, Todd's confirmed it. I'm going to make a record of that. And then what I would say is this letter that we got from Judge West, initially, my initial impression was to defer certainly to the wishes of the court as a constitutional office. We fund it, but they are, by all accounts, autonomous from our oversight. So my deference to Judge West, would still hold. I did make some rounds earlier this week because, to me, the reduction was not sufficient. I wanted a better reduction. Okay, that's just business. I think it's a minor reduction cost-wise. And I thought, well, we ordered a Cadillac in 2019, build us the Cadillac. I don't want a Hyundai now, and, just see if you can build us the Cadillac, and then we'll put it on the shelf, because maybe the district court component we could use later. If it would come up later, we could use it. I'm not going to, that was my pitch to Judge West and some others. I think there's some logic to that, but really, I'm going to read the letter from Judge West, just because Judge West is, in his letters, indicates he's decided to reply to all of us. They removed district court from the journal project. It was not an easy decision. After much discussion, judges' input, court staff, et cetera, decided the project journal wanted to provide was much different than the sales pitch from 6 years ago. And those things happen. It is an inferior product from what the district court currently uses and will never be an equivalent. We're firmly committed to the district court opting out and going their own way. So they're now, I understand, just a couple of weeks away from the state system. The district court is. They're very close to completing that transition. That being said, the judge supports the contract modification as proposed and worked out by Corporation Counsel. He's not suggesting it's perfect, he says, and never will be. He goes on to say that to move forward, court battle certainly isn't a realistic option. So, I am going to support that, essentially in deference to Judge West. I might, do things differently, I think, if we were the administrator, something we'd had direct oversight for, but this is something that our circuit court administrator is asking for, something our circuit judge is asking for. I know he's spoken with many of the judges who I've also done, as well as some colleagues here on the board. So I'm going to support that. I just wanted to make a good record of that. That's it.
Any further discussion? Commissioner Vandenbosch?
We, just in case this falls apart, have we gotten a hold of the state to at least get in line?
Yeah, so I've reached out to our state court administrator and indicated to him that, should things go south, we want to be in line, and he's having that discussion with the folks from the judicial information system.
Just in case, for a backup.
Always like a plan B,
So moving forward, if this is supported, do we have a time frame when this is going to be
So we're basically
accomplished?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there.
No, that's okay. It's all time.
Basically, we're looking at 12 months from whenever we ink this thing. So that's That's what we're looking at. So we'd be looking at the beginning of July, end of June of next year.
And we're 60% done?
Yes, we're 60% done. There's a lot of kind of heavy interfaces that are 60% done, that are going to require some more work, and we have to deal with financials still, so yeah. Yep. But yes,
Chairman Samaska?
You're not coming back for any contract modifications again, right?
I don't think I
Okay.
want to step foot in here again.
Very good, thank
Under
you.
these circumstances.
Commissioner Felix?
Yeah, thank you. I think I'd heard the answer already, but when this all works, I'm going to be positive we pay them. If it doesn't work, they keep the $64,000 and we pay them no additional.
If they do not deliver a working product, we do not pay them. That's correct.
I don't, hold on, I think that's a misrepresentation, Mr. McMillan. No, we'll owe the money. If we don't like the product, we're still obligated to pay it, so.
If they don't deliver a product that is suitable for what our needs are, because we're going to build it hand in hand, we're not going to get to a point, we have to sign off on something before it goes live. We're not going to sign off on something that isn't, we're not going to put that into our environment. Elliot, Anthony, did you maybe want to address that question of Commissioner Angie?
Yeah, I would be happy to. Our contract is very specific in that we don't get paid unless the customer accepts the product for production use. The only exception to that is if there is a change modification that they want in there that is outside of the contract. But the contract as it is written today, we don't get paid until it's accepted for production use.
Okay, so if the county says, we're not accepting this at all, then you're not going to sue us. You won't expect any of this $1 million at all. You're just going to walk away and say, well, we tried. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if it's in good faith. Obviously, you cannot, in bad faith, at the end of it all say, nope, we're not going to accept it, even though it does everything we have asked it to do. But if we do not deliver the product that we have been asked to deliver, that delivers the functionality required, and the county does not sign off on it, then we do not expect to be paid. If we deliver every bit of functionality as requested, and there is a refusal to sign off in bad faith, then obviously we would have to have those discussions.
I see. So, but you're going to determine what you consider to be good or bad faith at that juncture before you decide whether you want your money, right?
Well, it wouldn't be us deciding what's in bad faith. As we go through the process, each individual thing that we send over for testing and acceptance, we get a signature on saying, this has been accepted because it does what we asked it to do. And then we move to the next section of it, and we get the testing from the client, and they say, yes, it does what we expect it to do. And if we get all the way through the process and all of that delivery has been accepted as it does exactly what we've requested, and we get to the end and they say, but we're not going to use it for production, obviously that would be in bad faith.
Okay, I just don't want the misconception that if the county isn't satisfied with what you deliver, then the county doesn't have to pay, because that's not true.
No, if the court does not sign off on something that's been tested, then we make it work the way it's supposed to work until they're satisfied and they test it and accept it. And that it's been that way throughout the entire process, and it will continue that way.
Does anybody else have any other?
Again, I just need a recap, if you don't mind. Mike, because this is before a lot of us coming on the board when this contract was established, can you tell me again when it was established?
I believe the contract was signed in 2019 is when it was signed.
And what was the time frame for deliverance under?
I think initially in the contract it was 24 months, I believe is what it said.
Had it been amended?
For
additional time?
It had not been amended for additional time, but it had been amended for, there was was one contract amendment to address some issues. I can't speak exactly what it is off the top of my head. But again, I've addressed this at past meetings, why we're sitting here, down the road. It's, again, I think they probably bit off more than they could chew. We bit off more than we could chew, and I'm not willing to put a product into a production environment that is inferior. And I'm not saying theirs is inferior, I'm saying that I want it done right. And if it's going to be done right, it's going to take a little bit of time, and that's why we're sitting here. It is.
We should have jumped on the state system.
I'd love you to see the state system. It's not anywhere near what this system's going to provide.
Well, we don't know. We haven't seen it yet.
I do know what the state system is, and it's pretty archaic.
Better financial.
It's fair.
Sorry, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, so we'll have a roll call vote.
Commissioner Beeden,
Yes?
Commissioner Torello,
No.
Commissioner Samasco,
Yes.
Commissioner Felix,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
No.
Commissioner.
No.
Motion carries.
Thank you for your continued support of our courts. Thank you.
Moving on. 7A, new business, contract agreement, Sheriff's Office chiller replacement from Miller Bolt.
Make a motion, send to the full board.
Support.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. B, Land Bank Authority appointment.
Motion send it to the full board.
Support? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. C, TEI Condo Association Blue Water Convention Center parking lot repairs.
Make a motion to send that to full board?
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. D, courthouse elevator electrical work, change order. Final action.
Make that motion. Support.
Any discussion? Do we need a roll call on this one? Can we get a roll call?
Commissioner Beeden,
Yes?
Commissioner Torello,
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco,
Yes.
Commissioner Felix,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch,
Yes.
Commissioner Angie.
Yes. Motion carries. Item E, landfill manning table revision.
Motion send it to the full board.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8, other ways and means matters. Hearing none, moving on to item 9, information only. I don't believe there is anything under that. Item 10, receive and file packets.
Make motion to receive and file.
Support.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Adjourned.